Life all depends upon how you see it. No matter what your circumstances, who you are, where you go, how little you have, or how rich you might be, in this life, the greatest treasure we own is our treasure of perspective. My name is Fern. I'm 24 years old, and the most important thing I've learned in life so far is that perspective changes everything. The way you see the world dictates all of your situations, the way you feel about yourself, the way others feel about you, and the way that you navigate through your life. Over the years, I've had many different changes in perspective. Sometimes I've thought that I was unstoppable, that I could achieve anything that I wanted, and that I could reach any goal that I aspired to. Other times, life has been much harder. I've let things get to me, whether it be comments from others, facts about myself that I can't change, or simply that nagging self-doubt we all have in the back of our minds, telling us we're not good enough, comparing ourselves to every other person on the planet, and lowering our standards because we don't want to appear like we're trying too hard. All of these experiences have come together to teach me you can choose to be happy. Life really is what you make it. Circumstances can get in the way, and situations can hold you down, but nothing in this world can make you feel worse or better than yourself. You are in control of how you feel. You are in control of making a decision to change the way you feel or to let your feelings rule you. It's when you get things out of perspective that life can become really dangerous. You can start believing things that just aren't true. You can worry over and over again about the same things you can do nothing to change. You can get so caught up in one issue that it takes over your whole life. You can't see past it. You can't see anything other than it. You get obsessed with it. And it's not until you get that perspective back in your life that you realize how stupid you were being. I've been in this position so many times, and I know how easy it is to fall into it. You might say my perspective on the world has always been different from everyone else's. I was born with a visual impairment, and it has pretty much affected all of my life. In the past couple of years, it's got worse. My hospital visits have become much more frequent. It's become a lot more scary all of a sudden, and late last year I was registered blind in the UK. This changed my perspective on the world. Not only did it change how I physically see things, but how I mentally see them as well. I've always been one to look for the positive, and in this situation, one good thing is that I can buy as many sunglasses as I possibly want. All different shapes and sizes and colours and patterns, and I'm totally in my element. Perspective is just like putting on a different pair of glasses. You can see exactly the same situation, but in two completely different ways. Your perspective has shifted, and so has your outlook. All of a sudden, the world can appear completely differently. I want to share my story, the things that help me, and the things that are difficult for me, and how I overcome certain situations. Over the past few years, I've learnt the hard way that other people's perspective on those who have problems can be completely false. I want to change that perspective. I'd like to make people aware of the little things that they might not notice. I'd like to tell people how much certain things mean. And most of all, I'd like to encourage people that life is always better with perspective. To be honest, I'm just your average girl. I like dressing up, having fun, and have a fascination with sound and radio, hence why I'm recording all my experiences. I've seen different people sharing their stories, and it always helps me to feel better about life. To know that somebody does understand. There are other people out there in the world who feel exactly the same way I do. And so knowing that something so simple can make such a huge difference, I'd like to share all that I have. I also get myself into some pretty ridiculous situations not being able to see too well, so I'll document some of those as well for your delight and entertainment. I realise that a lot of times people feel quite awkward about asking questions, but if any crop up, I would love to answer them, so please don't hesitate to get in touch. Thanks for listening, and I hope you enjoy what's to come. Whoever you are, remember to always treasure perspective.